more of my sketchbooks. I found another small stack of my sketchbooks, older sketchbooks, that I brought down that I'll go through here in the next. I'll do one a week, and when I have them finished, then I'll try to see if I can dig out more of my old sketchbooks because I know I have more than the small stack I found. I mean, it's probably like a towering stack of butt ton of artwork. But this is a small stack, probably of 4 or 5 books this size and 3 small ones. I know I have more than this, obviously. These are older art, and I have not flipped through these sketchbooks. Addie, I have not flipped through these sketchbooks since I drew in them. Um, so I have no idea what's in this. In this one particular, we're about to tour. I do know it was done in '08 to 2013, as looked on the dates. But as far as the content of the artwork, couldn't tell you. So we're going to be shocked together at some of my old stuff. Keep in mind that I have gotten a lot better than when these were done. Some of these are fast sketches and doodles. Also keep that in mind. Okay, without further ado, let's get into the sketchbook. I might have to kill my cat here in a minute. This is a crappy sketchbook. It's a Soho sketchbook by Dowler and Ronnie. Paper in this is really sucked. And I'm left-handed, so I don't like these bound books, and you can tell this poor sketchbook's been through hell. Anyway, first page. This is something that's not irrelevant to any of you all. Oh, fantastic. Looks like a pencil sketch I did of somebody's characters, Shifter and Abby. I believe these are people from chat I used to frequent. Yes, this is adult-based content, so if you are a minor, you may not want to look at this image. It's of him and his mate, so I believe that's pretty self-explanatory. Enough said. Moving on. And here's another one, apparently, of the same two characters, only in color and in a different setting. These two pieces were done in 2008. They were fast sketches, not anything polished. This one is probably one of my most famous images. You guys probably know this as my avatar at a lot of places that I go to and have frequented. Here it is, in the original glory of what it was. This right here just started out with an eye that I started and then just spread out. And then when I colored it, this paper was so crappy it put a lot of noise in it. But just the snarly pea lady, and notice that I didn't have my lip piercing at the time because at that time I did not have my lip pierced in life until later. More 2008 artwork. This was a ballpoint and pencil sketch, fast sketch I did of me and an individual who was very important to me at the time in my life. It was his alter ego and mine. In some of the older artwork, you'll see him in it. Just a color pencil sketch of my sister's alter ego, Beowulf, sitting on a knoll with the beach behind her. Just pretty simplistic. This was also done in '08. This was just a doodle I did of a girl and a guy and some horses in a cabin. Anatomy on everything is all over the place. It's everywhere. But like I said, it was a fast doodle, I think. This one I digitally painted a long time ago. The pea lady with a staff. I did draw her face in that way. This again was before she had her lip pierced and everything. This wasn't a bad digitally colored piece, but it wasn't good either. It was back when I was pretty terrible. This was my Halloween card for 2008 of Chibi, Pea Lady, and her significant other at the time. This was, I'm a big Resident Evil fan, so don't give me hell. This one was also done in '08. Just fast sketch of Wesker and Jill anatomy is everywhere. Like nothing, their faces are way off and everything, but I think I did this as a fast sketch. It's probably at my job taking calls when I drew this, because I worked selling insurance. This was ballpoint pen and Crayola pencils. I just wanted to do some kind of pretty busty female werewolf chick with a lot of doodads and bling bling. So that's what I did. Adelaide! Sorry, I had to yell at my cat. She's getting into something. And this is done with the same Crayola colored pencils and ballpoint pen that the other one was done in, only I did P Lady and her significant other, and as you see, it's muddied bad on my wolf because she's black, and you can't tell a lot of the detail about it. This one again was in '08. This is a marker and colored pencil piece, also done in '08, of Tito and Max. As you can see, Max was originally a black and tan Rottweiler before I flopped his top coat to chocolate and tan. And Tito is a chocolate and tan Dobie. They're old filler characters that I had. This was something I digitally colored for Pose Pro back in the day when I was head of the art staff on there. Some unicorn sketches in pen. Nothing fancy. I think I colored these as poses or something like that for some thing. But yeah, have some crappy unicorns that were fastly sketched and stuff with ballpoint. Badly proportioned P Lady in werewolf form. This one actually transitioned in '09, so I'm thinking these were done in '08. This is done in '09. I think I digitally painted this one too, but it didn't look. As you can see, I got her head way too small for the body's fine, but the neck and head's too small on it. If I had the neck and head bigger, it would look good. But I think this part here started out as a doodle, and then I just wasn't paying attention to the rest of it. This was a portrait style piece done of Albert Wesker from Resident Evil. This is a pretty famous image from the game and stuff. This was also done in '09 with number 2 pencil. I was very proud of this when I did it, and I still kind of am, because I didn't do a bad job on him. And this one was also '09 piece of P Lady and Wesker. She's sitting there crying. It's like global saturation of the puppy. And he's just looking at her like, whatever. I didn't reference him. I used to be able to draw him from memory, like, easily. So I drew him with my wolf. This was another thing I did for Pose Pro. It was colored digitally. Of their, of Pup and Rose, I think, were the mascots. This was something I did for somebody, I want to think on Fur Affinity, I'm not really sure. Just a green and purple fox with a bunny. Crappy pen doodle. Not much to say about it, I was just doodling. So it didn't matter to me how it turned out, if everything was perfect or not, because it was just a doodle. Weird doodle things I think I digitally colored later on that looked horrible, even digitally painted then. This I digitally painted back in the day of somebody's character. This was a sketch done for a friend of mine online. I don't think they're online anymore. Of him stealing mine and Snowy's pelts and wearing them. That, I'm trying to find dates on these, because yeah, I think this was all '09. And then there's a bunch of paper that's been ripped out of this because the sketchbook was atrocious. Then we pick up and jump from '09 to 2012 on this sketchbook. And I was just doodling in pencil here, so this is kind of a wild, weird doodle sketch. Drew one of my coworkers as almost like a My Little Pony-esque type, I don't know. This was a road doodle done, kind of a tattooish design of skulls, vagina flowers, and wolf head. Pencil sketch of a Gemsbach, because why not? Lots of issues here. Did lightly reference the animal. A very bad proportion and anatomy pinup girl. I doodled this at work at the time. I was with the Department of Highways and I doodled this up one morning for one of the guys. Wolf snow leopard hybrid done in pen I did for somebody. I don't even know what platform it was on. P lady carrying Jake around in her mouth being weird. We're still in, I think this is 2013. Yeah, 2013, the beginning of it. As again, you can see there's a lot of paper ripped out of it because the sketchbook pissed me off. Turkey hunting. This actually did this depicts something that actually did happen. I did have these turkeys walk by that close and stuff while I was out turkey hunting. This is ballpoint pen doodle sketch. Road doodle of P lady. Bust of P lady. The eyes are way too small. A bad doodle of a piece of machinery. I think it was a backhoe. I did this super fast. Probably in like less than 5 or 6 minutes or something like that. So I did it like super fast. So it's all over the place. And just a generic pen doodle sketch of a skull with some kind of blade behind it. More paper ripped out because the sketchbook was beginning to really irritate Mother at this time. And one of P lady holding a hammer, grinning evilly with blood all over her. And I may realize that there's a lot of proportion errors on this image, and I don't think I really cared because I think I was in the passenger seat car sick as shit, doodling this, trying to get my mind off being motion sick, because like I have stated before, I am not a good passenger. I get motion sick every time, doesn't matter who's driving, and it sucks. So I was trying to get my mind off of it, so I got her and I sketched this entirely in ballpoint pen, so any screw up I made, there was no fixing it. I just had to roll with it. So it was building confidence with my lines, I guess. But yeah, you can see how I've gotten better over the years and how my structuring has changed. I don't know, I just drew a pretty boy pony because I was just doodling around and I had no idea and I was trying to bust an art block. And that's the end of that sketchbook. This one's relatively short. Like I said, the sketchbook really made me angry and stuff because the paper and it being bound. I like spiral bounds better. But I want to thank you for joining me for the tour of that atrocious abominations to this world from 2008-2013. Mind you, there'll be a lot of other sketchbooks that'll be probably older than '08 that will be shown. Nothing's going to be in order because I'm finding these sketchbooks, they're not stacked. They apparently aren't stacked and grouped in order as I'm finding them. So I was just lucky to moved something up there in my old room and found this stack of the ones I brought down to do these videos with. So I know there's probably a bigger stack somewhere that I'll have to break them down. So it'll be this stack and maybe 2 more stacks to be done when I find them. So thank you. I've rambled enough. Thank you for joining me this morning and looking at some of my older works from the past.